That's a photo.
Hi everyone, we are both filming, and so I'm gonna do my intro right now. You guys know me. This is Lauren Howe, Miss Universe Canada 2017. Fun fact, I crowned her Miss Universe Canada, and back in the day we were both Miss Teen Canadas. I was Miss Teen Canada World 2009, and Lauren was Miss Teen Canada World 2011. So we're gonna talk a little bit about body confidence, self-esteem, our journeys, and also answer a few questions that we've gotten.
Yeah. And if you're
we
watching,
are a little weird.
No, that's fair. Totally fair.
Or vampire in yours. So how should we start it kind of like we did for our Instagram? Okay. So it's what we did in our Instagram. We shared kind of our body confidence stories, a shorter version, because there's so much we could say.
Yeah.
For me, for those who know, who have followed me, when I competed at Miss Universe Canada, and then when I went on to compete at Miss Universe, I was criticized so much about my body. I was called fat, overweight, told I was promoting obesity, called Miss Piggy Universe, Miss Fat Queen. I received DMs that said things like, you don't deserve a place anywhere, let alone at Miss Universe. You should go die because you don't have the body of a beauty queen or of somebody who basically deserves a place in society. And it went on and on and on. Thousands of comments, thousands of messages, and as much as it bothered me, because nobody wants to read things like that about themselves, what we talked about on Instagram Live is why I knew I needed to say something and stand up for myself and stand up for other people, was because I was getting so many messages from young women, from moms, from grandmas who said things like, if they're saying these things about you, what would they say about me? What would they say about my daughter, my granddaughter? What would they say about the person that I see looking back at me in the mirror? And so I knew that these comments weren't just impacting me, they were actually impacting people who were maybe looking up to me or seeking, my post for maybe some kind of encouragement, for loving themselves for who they were. So I knew I had to say something, and so I stood up for myself and ended up standing up for people around the world who have ever felt like they didn't fit in, or they weren't good enough the way they were, they weren't worthy in whatever area of life they were, pageant or not. And so I knew I had to say something. I did. And then Lauren had quite the opposite experience.
Yeah. So I think it's very serendipitous in a way. I know there's a better word to describe this, of how it was meant to be, of how the cards fell into place, of Sierra and I going back to back. Because as I mentioned in the live, like, this girl has, when I say and compliment Sierra on being a rock star, no, but like, I mean it from the bottom of my heart, because even like not only are you inspiring, like, you inspire me, you inspire hundreds and thousands of other people in this world, whether it's digitally or in person. But one thing that she did, which I found so incredibly, like, it brought me to tears. We all had a big bonding, like, crying moment in a hallway at one point at Miss Universe Canada, because, the Ontario girls, and I can speak actually for girls across the country who competed last year with me, so many women came out to say, I never thought I could even compete to be Miss Canada if it wasn't for Sierra's message. If she didn't come out and say that.
But what happened with you, though, is I was told I wasn't good enough because I was too fat, I was overweight, I was all these things, and I wanted to promote inclusivity for all shapes, all sizes.
Keyword.
And then Lauren wins, and then one of the first things she's told,
you're too thin, stop working out, you're undoing all of the positive messaging that Sierra has created.
And it's so frustrating because we are different. And one thing someone said in the Instagram Live that's so true is fitness looks different on everybody.
Yes,
and that's
shout
so
out
true.
To that.
Ruby Hunt from New Zealand.
Yes.
So it's so true, because you and I could eat the exact same, we could work out the exact same, and we will look different. We will have different our bodies will be different because we're
You ran a marathon.
Yeah, well,
I can't do that.
Yeah, you could totally do that.
No, but genuinely, like, I actually do have, like, a bad knee. Like, I cannot run a marathon.
But you do all this other crazy stuff I for sure could not do, I swear to. And even like, you're strong, but
that's the definition,
right? It's like everyone's fitness is so different, and it isn't defined by what you look like. And so anyways, Lauren, I mean, I'm sure there's more things that people said, like,
so my little journey of, like, obviously, so I went into the process competing for Miss Canada just all the girls competing had this amazing conversation with one another about this message Sierra's put forward and how it's a new era for pageants, and it's amazing. And I couldn't have felt more inspired to be a part of that group. And this kind of also goes hand in hand with something which we'll get into afterwards, is how competing for that portion is supposed to be about how you feel.
Yeah, and your confidence.
Yes. Not the way you physically look. So, this answers a lot of people. A lot of people seem to have had the question for us, which was, if you are heavier, can you win? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just that it's taken so long for women to be confident enough who are different than the pageant norm to actually compete. And so...
Yeah. And that goes hand in hand then, like, kind of back to whether you are different from the norm or whether you fit the stereotype, because that doesn't, you can't change your body, which was my situation. So, I had lost, I'd say I'd lost weight between the 2 to 3 year gap that I took competing, because, once again, we're women, we're human.
Life,
our
stress,
body changes.
Everything. Like, I probably weigh something different every week. I don't know what I weigh, but it for sure goes up and down just because of some weeks I work out more, some weeks not. Like, it's just, we all are like that, and that's okay.
So
like,
okay. And I happen to be thinner and also wasn't given a triple push-up bra for a swimsuit. So suddenly, I'm actually not even joking about that, which is the best part. If you turned around the swimsuit padding, it was mostly padding the first time I competed. Obviously, these girls looked a little different from the first time I competed to the second. That I had a lot of comments after preliminaries saying, you've lost a lot of weight. And then after I won, I was explicitly told, your body type, you're going to undo the positive messaging that Sierra did. You need to stop working out and essentially just eat a ton and gain weight.
It messed up both of us in the sense of, and I don't know 100% for you, but for me, I was told to work out more, eat less, do all these things, change my fitness regime. And I honestly ended up, it went the opposite for me in that I started losing my confidence. I started thinking, you know what? If my fitness of running a marathon isn't good enough, what's good enough? Screw it then. I don't want to do anything because I'm not good enough the way I am. And how can I ever be better if to me this is my peak? If to me this is what's good enough for me and how I feel strong and confident. And so it just, some of the things that people say, they don't realize the power of their words, whether it's comments on social media or coaches who are trying to coach us. They don't realize how powerful those words can be and how different everyone is. Yeah. Everyone's fitness is so different. And to tell you to stop working out when that might be your outlet for stress and everything else, people don't realize what that can do.
And my version, actually, I am very grateful for at least having, I got paired with an amazing trainer, inside and out, who I should clarify, stop working out was actually stop doing cardio.
Oh, okay.
But it started, it stemmed from an idea that was, you're not good enough. And I thank God for how it ended up being with a trainer who was very, very good and understanding, and her mantra and style of training for me, she knew it was a struggle. She knew it's, for anybody who's ever tried to gain weight, you kind of feel a little helpless because, especially at a level like Miss Universe, you are expected to literally gain weight, but gain it in the proper places. Yeah,
it's impossible.
And as if we have some control over where our fat and things will be allocated to.
No.
So thank God she was actually very good on saying okay, we're just going to focus on weights. You'll eat potatoes and this and that. But either way, it was a fear for me, and it put me in a position that it isn't what I'm used to. So had I never been told you need to change this, it would have been different. But I did appreciate a different style of training, and I will say that, and that's, everybody's fitness levels are different. I suddenly just did all these heavy weights, but it was a terrifying and confusing moment, and you just do you. Do whatever it is that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own definition of beauty. So at the end of the day, don't try to be a definition. Be your definition.
Be you.
Welcome back. Short break.
Even though they're not going to know that we... Okay, we had to regroup for a second because we could go on and on and on, but we want to keep it as short as possible.
We don't want to overwhelm you.
Yeah, with body positive messages, even though that would be great.
We'll drown you in positivity.
Yes,
I don't
but
know why
it
I said
takes
it that way.
because you're hilarious and animated. But it takes like just hearing little, almost like it actually annoys me when people say this, and I'm about to say it. When you get little nuggets of like wisdom, or like I don't even know why I'm saying that right now, but it's coming out.
Okay.
That's good.
And sometimes all you hear is a sentence
Yeah.
sentence that clicks for you, and it really, I mean, I think everybody can attest to a number and a handful of moments of those little nuggets
Yeah.
that you heard.
Oh, that's so oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. But anyways.
So final takeaways.
Yes.
From both of us.
I think mine is so simple, and I share this often, but it's just to know that the most important person to love, to look up to be better for every single day is that person looking back at you in the mirror. And you are your most important priority, and so you have to love you, and you should love you. And so that's kind of that.
I love that.
It's hard though. It is hard.
And you know what? I'm really glad you brought that up. I think I posted something on my Instagram the other day about that confidence level, because competing at Miss Universe, if you don't know, the slogan is confidently beautiful. And it's really easy for us to have that painted picture of
totally, yeah.
Be confidently beautiful and love who you are, and we do, but it isn't ever changing.
Yeah, it's hard. For
Effort.
sure.
And you have good days and bad days, and you know, you might love yourself but have a day where you're just like, you know what?
Yeah, and that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's human nature, and it happens. So
And look at us. Like, again, I feel there's so many, whatever other sidebar topics of conversations or questions you guys have, like, for sure, I feel super, like, speaking of nuggets and being cheesy, I'm like, leave it in the comments below.
leave it in the comments, let us know. And then,
but really, any question you have surrounding this, because it's just, this is why we get into pageants in the first place, is to have these conversations, spark that discussion, and essentially break down a stereotype
for sure
of what a world could be.
Yeah.
That goes into my takeaway. I read a quote once that really always resonated. It was a nugget of information thrown at me. I'm going to say that for so long now.
Oh my gosh.
Comparison is the death of happiness. And it is so unbelievably true. And I think there's a key difference between the words comparison and inspiration.
For sure. Absolutely.
You can look at someone in a positive way and envy, I really like the way he or she does this. Or looks this way, has their style, speaks this, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can do that and appreciate it. But don't compare your accomplishments and skills, because everybody has their own unique flavor.
Right. And feel as though, oh, I'm not good enough because I don't look like her, or I don't have her clothes, or I don't have her hair. No, everyone is so different, and that's what gives us our strength. That's what gives us that unique thing. There's no one else in the world like us, and that's what gives you that power. And so comparing ourselves is truly, it is a challenge that we all have to work on, I think, especially with social media. So, and
that's the thing, if you catch yourself comparing, pivot it into what do I like about this person? What are like, you know, oh, I can learn this lesson from them. And even just, I mean, hell, one of the biggest things, I'm sorry, am I allowed to say that? Is that technically a swear word?
No,
heck. Compliment them. That's one of the biggest things, like, my mom did naturally, and I picked up from her, and I think you and I kind of do it randomly. I mean, we've always done it to each other, but, like, even to other women. Actually, we were talking about this earlier, is, you know, complimenting someone, it can brighten their day like no other. And I think just, God, I sound so cheesy. No. Spreading that love around.
Yeah, it's true though.
It makes a difference.
True. And it makes you feel good too about yourself, knowing that you're spreading positivity rather than criticizing someone else or criticizing yourself because you're looking at someone else. So.
And that person, actually, it's funny, I think that person might actually, you don't know how maybe they're feeling insecure that day. Yeah. And by you commenting, it'd be like, oh, I don't even know that person. That feels good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So be the love, spread the love, body positivity, self-confidence. Let us know if you have questions. We're so weird. Oh my gosh. How is this even real? See, Miss Universe Canada's are very weird, real people. We're very weird. Is that all we have to say?
We are weird.
Comment.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
We're not YouTubers. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing. All right.
Bye.